Could you describe what a student that's going to be a theater major or a music major, how their process would be a little bit different with auditions?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I would say if you have an interest in going into the performing arts, um, your college search list is probably going to need to be bigger and a little bit broader. Um, when when performing arts programs are admitting students, not only are they factoring in your academics, but then they're factoring in level of talent, and then even more specifically from there, say in theater, they're factoring in your type. And so, does that mean that you're an ingenue? Does that mean that you're, tall brunette? They are factoring that into the process as well because they want to ensure that they have the right type of actors within their program to make sure that they can have a diverse offering of theater productions. And so if they don't have the right types, they're not going to be able to do that. So in some ways, it's really a lot like a sport almost. It's a lot like athletics. A baseball team might be looking for a really great third baseman in one year, but then in another year, they're not going to need a third baseman. And so it's going to be harder for that third baseman to gain admission. And the same for music. The orchestra is looking for certain instruments that they need to fill in a given year, and so that is factored into that process too. And you're never quite sure if the year before there were 5 trombonists that got admitted, and you're now going to be the 6th trombonist, and they only need 4. And so also asking those questions as you're going into the audition process, also asking those questions as you're going into your search process of, what are your needs? What are you looking for? Do you have anyone who plays the same instrument that I do? How many do you have? And trying to get feedback from the faculty if you can. It's not always easy, but if you can get feedback from the faculty in the program about who are they looking for, what's the level of talent, what's going to be required as part of that audition, or what are they going to be looking for in part of that as part of that audition, is really, I think, really beneficial for you. If you can get a lesson with a faculty member prior to auditioning with them, if you can shadow one of their classes, if you can sit in with an ensemble or a dress rehearsal and you have an opportunity to do that prior to auditioning, take that opportunity. That is going to be also really, really beneficial for you to really get a sense of again, what are they looking for? Is it someone like me, and will I be the right fit for this program or not?
Thanks for that. I know it's a little off topic, but we can make that a whole different segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a question I get a lot, obviously, just because of the conservatory, but yeah, that's a whole other world. And I think oftentimes a student who wants to go into musical theater, for instance, especially a female wanting to go to musical theater, I mean, they're going to be auditioning. They should be auditioning for 15 to 20 programs almost, which feels like a lot. And there's opportunities to condense that through unifieds and things like that, and through joint auditions. But certainly, I think ensuring that those students know that going into it, that they know that much of their winter is going to probably be auditioning for programs, hopefully makes it a little bit more tolerable on the other end.
Yeah, I think planning for the auditions is something that a lot of students don't anticipate. I know Miss Kata had a student who did an amazing job of creating a spreadsheet with what was required for admissions and auditions and portfolios, and we use that now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but I think there's still a lot of students that want to go into a fine art or a performance program or join the orchestra, and they just don't have an idea of the investment in time for that. So that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, and it's always, I feel like a lot of schools are tweaking or just wholesale changing their audition requirements every year, and so that doesn't make it any easier. I know there's a movement, at least in the theater world, to go toward, or musical theater world, to go toward a common pre-screen process, which we are part of that, and so that's really, I think, helpful for students to know. Okay, this is what I need to do to pre-screen at these 50 institutions. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
Sure.